All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Chris, and today I'm gonna be showing you the teep, aka push kick. All right, so this is one of my favorite kicks because, quite frankly, I'm a shorter guy, and I use it mostly to keep distance, but it is a very powerful kick. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start off with it. With the push kick, it's more, I guess you could say, for people that don't know what it's called or just starting kickboxing. It's more of a front kick. So I'll explain that when you're kicking with a traditional roundhouse, a roundhouse comes from the side coming on this angle this way. So when I'm kicking, it comes from an angle, like my last video. But with this push kick, it's gonna come from the front side. So it's kind of like a straight punch or like a straight jab or a straight cross. So over here, it's gonna come from angling this way, right? Or if we do the front teep, it's gonna angle straight on and not angling this way or this way. It's coming straight forward, either hitting the middle of your body, or it could hit like the middle of your face. So some things about the push kick, it seems simple to do. It's like, it looks like you just put your leg up and kick like this, which again, guys, there's so many various ways to do these attacks that I'm gonna show you how to do the traditional Muay Thai teep, okay? I'm also gonna show you at the very end of the video a more offensive stabbing attack using your foot with the teep, all right? So first and foremost, like always, I'm going to start off without the bag and just show you the motions of what you do with your body, okay? I like this because it's a different mechanic from most attacks, all right? And again, I like this because this is great for shorter fighters that's fighting taller opponents, because I tend to use it to keep distance against taller fighters. Say if I want to get away from them, or say, you know, I'm tired, I want to catch my breath, or say you were out in like some sort of street fight and you weren't even trying to fight and you were just trying to get someone away from you. And then you were just kind of giving yourself some time to run. Regardless of the situation, it is, again, one of my most powerful and I feel the most effective weapons that you can use in a kickboxing match or a fight, all right? So, number one, what you're gonna do is, again, you're gonna go into your stance. Your dominant is gonna be your rear leg, usually, okay? And your non-dominant is gonna be your front leg. So I'll kind of show it from this angle, okay? What you wanna do to start off is that so you don't get off balance, I'm gonna show you where you plant your foot. That's not coming up, okay? That's not your kicking leg. So here, if you're standing here, you want your foot directly underneath your body. Again, you want your foot underneath directly your body. That's because you need something to balance you up. And when you do this motion, guys, like anything, it takes repetitions and it takes time, okay? You might, even if you have your foot, your non-dominant foot underneath your body, it still takes time for your body to balance out if you're just starting this move, or if you're just starting kickboxing. Everything takes practice, so don't get discouraged. So I'll show you here. Notice I'm in my fight stance here. Look, I'm gonna adjust my body a little bit. I can do it from here. I can do the kick from here as long as my non-dominant foot is underneath my body, like I said. So look. Okay? Look, right directly underneath my body, or somewhat really, really close, okay? You could pull it off if it doesn't directly have to be underneath, but I like to use that gauge just so that you know where your placement is at the whole time, okay? I'll show you again. From here, look, right underneath. I'm not stepping this way like I would usually with the roundhouse, okay? It's a different kind of kick. So right here, I can do it from where I'm standing. Look, right beneath my body, I can even adjust, move my foot. You see that? I can do it from here as long as my body is underneath the foot that I'm standing on. Okay? You see that? Again, one more. Look, I want you to really focus on the placement of my foot because this is the most important, because if you're not balanced, then you're just gonna tip over, okay? Again, look, underneath my body, right back to your stance, hands up, all right? The other thing is, so obviously you could do this with both of your feet. I'm doing it with my non-dominant foot because it's ahead of me and it's a better way to keep people off you because it's right in front and it's a quick release. You can release the attack really, really quickly. So the opponent doesn't see it coming. If you do the rear one, look, this foot has more time to travel. You see that? Now when I'm doing it with when I'm kicking with the front, guys, when I'm kicking with the front left teep over here, I'm doing the same thing with my dominant back foot, okay? I'm putting my legs, whichever foot is coming up, my opposite leg is going underneath my body to keep me balanced, all right? Regardless if it's the left foot or the right foot, whatever foot is planted, it's gonna be right underneath my body, all right? So the main point of teeping with your lead foot, again, it's a quick attack. See, it's right in front and you don't need much distance to travel for it to either hit your opponent or the bag. But the back foot, just like the roundhouse kick, look how further it is. It needs time to travel. Now both are gonna have different uses, right? Both are gonna each have its different case scenarios for, just different scenarios of a fight or different use for the bag. I personally like both of them. I mean, both can be very, very powerful, but obviously your more dominant is gonna be the most powerful because it's your dominant leg. So when you use the dominant leg over here, okay, I'll show you the next step into the technique. So like I said, have your foot, before we move on, have your foot right underneath you because balance is the most important. Now the next step, guys, is that with a teep, it is a push kick. So I'm gonna break it down into small steps, okay? Because this other one is a very important step, but it's something that I don't think people kind of recognize or do. I think they just kind of put the leg up and then kick like that. But this is a push kick and you need pushing power. So I'll show you what I mean. When I plant my foot and my feet is underneath me, look, I'll do it with the lead leg first. I'm gonna kick with the lead leg. I'm going to put this foot up right here, okay? I'm not just gonna go straight up like this. Put this foot up first. Practice doing that first. It gets you more balance and it is part of the step for a push kick or a teep. Here, like that, okay? I'll do it with the other foot. Now the reason for this, guys, is that along with the next step, you get more pushing power when you're hitting an object, which I'll show you in the bag in just a little bit, okay? You wanna do that to be able to push your hip out, to generate more power to whatever you're kicking, whether you're trying to gauge distance or you're trying to kick something really, really hard. So watch. The next step to that, I'll move on to the next step because they kind of connect, okay? Actually, they connect. So when I put my knee up, watch my hip. My hip is pretty much gonna thrust like that. Look, it's gonna thrust going forward this way, okay? Again, it's gonna thrust, do that motion, all right? It's a thrusting motion. So, number one, have your foot planted right underneath you. Number two, lift the knee up. And number three, thrust, okay? And you're gonna do this all in one motion once you get good at doing all these motions. You're pretty much gonna put it together like everything else. But just for drilling purposes and taking it step by step, I'm breaking it down, okay? So here, watch. Foot underneath, lift the knee, thrust, thrust. Lift the knee, hip thrust, okay? Be careful when doing this, guys, because when you first start off doing it, like I said, you need the kind of balance and motions in your body. So do it nice and slow in the beginning and do it a lot of times before you go hard on it, all right? And that's the same with the rear dominant teep. Look, knee up, knee up, knee up. Notice, guys, all right, just like the roundhouse kick, here's another attention to detail. My hands aren't just going anywhere, all right? This is gonna be for everything, even when I'm punching, all right? Even when I'm elbowing, even when I'm kneeing, my hands are going to be to my face like this, okay? When I first start off, my hands are gonna be to my face, and I'm gonna use one of my hands to block, and for this instant move, for this move in general, I'm gonna use the other one to kind of swing it forward, like my kicking video, like a ninja star. The reason being is that you wanna have your hand protected just in case you miss the teep, because sometimes it does slip off the body and the opponent can counter you. And then you wanna have the other hand frame off. You see? You want this thing, like I said, the frame is to keep the other guy away just in case you miss, all right? Or here. You see? You see that motion? I'm gonna do that motion when everything comes up, when I thrust my hip and I'm ready to kick. That's the motion I'm doing with my hands. Number one, it gives me more momentum. Number two, it keeps me protected. And number three, I have a frame just in case I miss the kick and the opponent wants to counter me, or the opponent wants to rush forward, okay? And I'll show you what I mean by that. So here, I'm in my stance. Look, I'm gonna do the whole thing that, so you just see, pay attention to the hands now, okay? Look. Notice my hand, this hand is framing off, this hand is coming back to my face as I use it for momentum. Okay, I'm gonna do it the other way now. All right, guys, that's the similarities between the roundhouse kick and the teep. Actually, most of the attacks. You're always protected and you have a momentum shift. That's gonna give you the momentum to help you thrust your hip through too, okay? And push with the kick. Now, I wanna move on to the last detail, okay? After you do all that, after you put your leg underneath you, you have the balance, you put the knee up first, and then you thrust your hip and ready to kick and frame off your hand and protect yourself. Mainly, traditionally, you hit the teep with the balls of your feet. And what I mean by that is the balls close to your toes. So I'm gonna show you right this part right here, okay? Near the toes, the balls of your feet, all right? The reason for that is number one, extension. All right, you wouldn't believe what an inch or two, it'll give you an inch or two, but it's a game of inches. So you wouldn't believe how much range that actually gives you, just in case you need more range to hit the opponent, just in case he's further away from you. All right. Number two, it hurts more because it's more pointed. All right. Other than your foot being flat. Now, your foot being flat, kicking this way it's not wrong, right? But you can get more distance and it hurts the opponent more when you stick out your toes. So just stick out your toes and hit them again with the balls of your feet, okay? Look, notice my toes are pointed out. Same with this one. Again with this one. One more. Okay. And look, if you notice, it looks like I'm doing everything in one motion because I've had a lot of repetitions in this. A lot of it is pretty effortless because it's already in my muscle memory, okay? Now I'm gonna show you to do it on the bag with just, again, maybe 50 to 60% using the right technique. Again, guys, it's all about technique. Don't try to, at first, don't try to go crazy with the bag. Don't, so that you don't hurt yourself purposes. Do the technique first because technique is everything and technique will give you that power, okay? So I'm gonna do both on the bag now. Front first. One more on the lead. Okay, that's the lead. I'll show you on the right side here. On my dominant, it's more powerful here. One more. See, notice everything, guys. Notice my hands. Notice everything coming together, okay? At first I did these step by step and then you just put it into one motion. But the teep is something to have in your toolbox. And you know what? I wanna show you guys one more time in slow-mo just so that you get the full extremities of what the body is doing, okay? So a few times here, watch. So you can break it down into steps. One more time with the lead. And then the rear. And that is the teep, guys, one of my most favorite kicks. Again, being a shorter guy. And so before I actually go, I want to show you a variation of like a stabbing teep, okay? A stabbing teep, it's the same motions. That's why I wanted to lead off with the traditional Muay Thai teep. But the stabbing teep is you pretty much just skip the putting up your knee step and then just going straight from the ground, okay? So what I mean here, I'll show you here. Look, I'm gonna come like that. Kind of like a, I guess you could say like a Taekwondo kick, but it's still a teep, it's just a stabbing teep. And it comes so quick that it hurts more. You're still hitting them with the balls of your feet here, but you're not really pushing. You're doing the same motions as far as your hip, but then what we talked about is that when you put this knee up, you get more of a thrust. This is just an attack to get them around this area right here in your abdominals, and it comes quick. And it's one of my favorite weapons as well. So here, look. Okay, same thing you're doing with your hands, protected frame. See, I'll do it here. it's just coming straight off the ground, and you don't really have to lift your knee up. You don't have to over exaggerate lifting your knee up. It's just coming straight from the ground. Okay, I'll do it on the back. All right, guys, notice that it's nice and quick, still powerful, but less push on the kick on the second version. All right, so try both, but do the first version first, and the second version will come with it, because all you have to do is skip a step on the second version, pretty much. Once you have your balance in your body, the second one will come pretty easily. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe this video, and subscribe to the channel, okay? Thank you.